Good evening to all and welcome to the session, the Hindu Editorial Analysis for Proficiency in English. Today's editorial is all about the declining ties between India and the Maldives. The ties between India and the Maldives have been declining, it's about that. And the tone of the editorial is concerned, critical, and cautionary. The writer expresses worry about the rapid decline in ties between India and the Maldives, emphasizing the negative impact of recent events and diplomatic tensions. Before I go to the editorial analysis, I would like to touch editorial vocabulary. We have about 10 words. What is the first one here? Decline. Decline, we have got many a time, part of speech verb, and meaning of the word decline, typically of something regarded as good. Initially, something is good, then slowly it goes down, becomes smaller, fewer, or less. In a nutshell, decrease. But here you have to know the combinations: declining standards, declining numbers, declining quality, declining ties. Trigger can be a noun, can be a verb. In the context of the editorial, a verb. To cause a strong emotional reaction of fear, shock, anger, or worry. In this context, anger, shock and anger both. Sojourn, an important word. I think we have got once or twice, but not many a time. Part of speech, noun. A temporary stay. You visit a particular place, you stay for a short period. That is known as sojourn. Perceive, verb, perception, noun. Part of speech, verb. To notice something or someone by using sight, sound, touch, taste, or smell. Any of these, you feel the presence of someone or something, you notice, then perceive, perception. Derogatory, an important word. Derogatory, part of speech adjective, showing a critical or disrespectful attitude. But derogatory, generally, I tell students the meaning insulting, derogatory comment, insulting comment. Summon, an important word we have got recently. Summon, here it is a verb. As a verb, it means order someone to be present. But as a noun, I think I told yesterday, summons, singular or plural? Singular. What is a plural? Summonses is a plural of summons. Do remember this is singular and this is plural. Many students think summons plural. No, it is singular. That is an important thing you have to remember. Accrue is also an important word, part of speech verb. Accumulate or receive payments or benefits over time. More than receive, accumulate. Accumulation of something, either payments or benefits over a period of time, we use accrue. Predecessor, we have got this many a time. Part of speech noun, a person who had a job or position before someone else. The current one, we use the word incumbent. The one earlier, we use the word predecessor, part of speech noun. Paramount, an important word, part of speech adjective. Superior to all others, the most important thing we say paramount. Destination, a simple word, part of speech noun. The place to which someone or something is going or being sent. The destination. It goes with a trip, travel, journey. Cozy, part of speech noun. It can also be a verb, giving a feeling of comfort, warmth, and relaxation. Do remember it can be a verb, it's a regular verb. Keep adding, I appreciate that. Press. Press, we all know printing press, press, the media. But here, when we use those words, a noun, here it is a verb. As a verb, to try hard to persuade someone to do something. Press for something means demand something. Rhetoric, we have got many a time, part of speech noun. It goes with politicians, public speakers, speaking or writing that is intended to persuade someone, generally the public, people. Cozying, yes, cozy up, good, very good. Ill effort, an important expression, to be unable to afford. But this is an important one because if you take the word afford, it has two different meanings. One, imagine I see an expensive car. I don't have so much money. I will say, I can't afford, I can't afford that car. I can't afford to buy that car. One meaning. Second meaning of afford, when you do something, it may make a negative impact and you have to face the music. Then I can imagine I don't like the superiors. I want to say something against the superiors. I can't afford to do that. If I do that, I may face the music. We say I cannot, short form, I can't afford to do that, to do that. I can't afford to do that. A different meaning. Here it goes, the second meaning goes with this context, ill effort, to be unable to afford. Messing up with India, the Maldives cannot afford to. Antagonize, we have got many a time, part of speech verb, antagonistic, adjective, cause someone to become hostile or angry. In this context, you have to recollect the word enmity. Hostile, enmity, antagonistic, they all mean the same. Rely on, we have got so many times, depend on. Rely on, bank on, count on, depend on, they all mean the same. Futility. We have got many a time the word futile. Futile takes the word efforts. Futile efforts means no use of those efforts. So futility, noun form, futile adjective. Futile efforts. Typical combination you have to remember. Futility, part of speech noun, pointlessness or uselessness. You do something, it is of no use, then we say futile attempt, futile effort. Frivolous means a silly, that has a different connotation altogether. Egregious, an important word. Part of speech, adjective. Outstandingly bad. Generally, we use the word outstanding, a positive word, but outstanding in this context means extremely bad, shocking, egregious factor. Foray. Foray takes the preposition into. A first attempt need not be all the time. New undertaking. Foray into experts. Foray into manufacturing sector means a new undertaking. These are the words from today's editorial. Let us see how it starts. A change for the worse. Here you have to focus. It's a standard expression. Do remember, we cannot touch. Further worse. At the outset, the student may get the doubt. If you take bad, what is the comparative form? Bad is a superlative form adjective. Sorry, positive form adjective. What is the comparative form? Worse. What is the superlative form? Worst. You all know we have to use a definite article the with a superlative form. The worst, the best. But it's a standard expression, we cannot touch it. A change for the worse. Here, a change for the worse. There's an important word, change. Charles Darwin's quote, nothing is constant in this world except the constant change. Look at the wording, so beautiful. Nothing in the world is constant except the constant change. In this world, there's only one thing that is constant. What is that? Change. That is a paradoxical statement and beautiful wording. Nothing in this world is constant except the constant change. A change for the worse. From this, you can make out the context, it is something bad or negative. And what is going to be worse on the rapid decline in India Maldives ties. As I said, paradoxical statement. Very good, Pandu. I appreciate that. Bad, worse, worst. Yes. On the rapid part of speech, adjective. Rapid means what? Fast, quick. What is the adverbial form? Rapidly. A rapid decline. Decline to go down in India Maldives ties. Excuse me. But what is the main idea of this editorial? India and the Maldives, here you have to stop. There is one important rule you have to recollect. What is that rule? It goes with articles. Whenever you talk about groups of islands, before groups of islands, we have to use a definite article the. Based on that, the Maldives, the Lakshadweep, the Andaman and Nicobar Islands should see the benefits of closer ties. Why leaps and bounds here? Rapid, you mean to say, okay, rapid growth. A particular city is growing rapidly, then we say that the city is growing by leaps and bounds. That's a very good thing. I appreciate. Who is that? Anusha, I suppose. Leaps and bounds means rapidly. The USA a country, but here we are talking about the groups of islands. And should. Should is a helping verb or a model. What is it has two functions. One function, it is used to advise or suggest. In this context, advise. Advise general, suggest specific. Second function, should is used to express a possibility. In English, to express a possibility, we have four helping verbs. But in this part of the world, people use only one. Which one is that? May. What are the other three? May, might, should, and also could. All these express possibility. But may, chances are more. Remaining chances are less. That is a subtle difference. India and the Maldives should see the benefits of closer ties. That is like suggestion, advice. How does it start? The rapid decline in ties between India and the Maldives just a month after Prime Minister Narendra Modi met with the newly elected Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu should set alarm bells ringing. They have met recently, just a month, not even a month, just a month recently, a meeting between the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the newly elected Maldivian President Mohamed Muizzu. And immediately after that, the rapid decline in ties between the two countries should set alarm bells ringing. That means we have to be on our toes and we have to be alert and we have to do something about that to stop. And any editorial that is about the ties between two countries, do remember they take the fishbone approach. Generally, what happens, they may not write about the ties between two countries. If a particular incident or event happens, that is a trigger, that is a stimulus to write the editorial. And they use questions like what happened, where it happened, when it happened, when, why it happened, and who is responsible, how it happened. These are the pertinent questions. This editorial also follows the same framework. Besides these questions, it talks about the historical backdrop, the ties between the two countries, and also talks about in future what they have to do both the countries so that both the countries get have mutual benefit. The trigger came from tweets by three Maldivian ministers attacking Mr. Modi for promoting the Lakshadweep Islands during his recent sojourn there at a perceived cost to the Maldives and for his close ties with Israel. The ministers also made derogatory remarks about Indians. There are two things over here about the Prime Minister. What are the two things? What exactly happened? The trigger came from, that means the reason behind all this, the trigger, the cause came from tweets by three Maldivian ministers. And the tweets about what? The tweets attacking Mr. Modi for promoting one thing, promoting the Lakshadweep Islands during his recent sojourn, means short stay, there at a perceived cost to the Maldives. Now, there is, if at all people stop going to the Maldives and they start going to the Lakshadweep, the Maldives tourism industry is going to get badly affected, and the people who depend on the tourism industry will also get badly affected. Keeping that in mind, here at a perceived cost, they felt that way, at a perceived cost to the Maldives. That means it is going to make a negative impact on the Maldives and for his close ties with Israel. Two things over here: perceived cost to the Maldives, promoting the Lakshadweep, and for his close ties with Israel. They did not like it. Added to that, something like adding fuel to the fire, the ministers also made derogatory remarks about Indians. Derogatory means what? insulting, insulting remarks about Indians. Derogatory is an adjective. We use words like remarks, derogatory statement, derogatory attitude, remarks. These are the combinations you have to remember. The tweets have been deleted. Present perfect passive voice. The ministers have been suspended. The Maldivian government has distanced itself from them. Present perfect active voice. But the damage has been done. Present perfect passive voice. I always tell students of all the 12 tenses, the most important tense is present perfect tense. And it shows the difference between those who are good at English and those who are not good at English. Those who are not good at English, they use quite often past tense. Those who are good at English use present perfect quite often, whether in conversational English or in written English. This particular sentence will substantiate what I say. In one sentence, present perfect has been used thrice, twice in passive voice and once in active voice. If you consider this also four times, one sentence, you got to look at the sentence very carefully. The tweets have been deleted, the ministers have been suspended, the Maldivian government has distanced itself from them, but the damage has been done. No one could stop that. The respective ambassadors were summoned. Here, summon is a verb. Order someone to be present. But as a noun, it is very important. Good, all the contrasting words. Wonderful. Hurt Indians. This is an important thing you have to focus on. Exam point of view. What is the reason? If you take verbs, we have three classifications, but the basic one, based on that, we have two types of verbs: regular verbs, irregular verbs. What are regular verbs? They take D or ED. For example, walk, walked, walked, smile, smiled, smiled. These are regular verbs. And irregular verbs do not take. Go, went, gone. See, saw, seen. And here in this category, irregular verbs, we also have verbs like cut, cut, cut. Everyone knows, no one is going to ask, but there are five verbs you have to know, very important from the exam point of view. What are those? First one, cast. All the three same forms. Next one, cost. All the three same forms. Next one, telecast. Same forms. Then broadcast. Not broadcasted, not telecasted. And the last one here, hurt. A lot of people say, I got hurted. That is not correct. I got hurt. All these you have to remember. Very important from the exam point of view. Here it has been used as an adjective. Hurt Indians, not hurted Indians, hurt Indians have crowded, again, present perfect, crowded social media sites calling for an economic boycott of the Maldives. Immediate reaction from Indians because they criticized Indian Prime Minister. They made derogatory comments about Indians. Immediate reaction. Hurt Indians have crowded social media sites calling for an economic boycott of the Maldives. Indian tourists, why is it important if they say we have to boycott the Maldives? What difference does it make to the Maldives? Indian tourists make up the most arrivals post COVID 19. Now, a particular country's economy is based on the tourism industry, and the major chunk from a particular country, that particular country boycotts the tourism industry, makes an impact on the tourism industry, the country cannot afford to take. But the editorial says, however, contrasting word, the underlying reasons. When we talk about reasons, we can use two words. One is obvious reasons. Obvious means what? Something crystal clear, goes without saying. But opposite, underlying reasons. Running, not obvious, not visible. Underlying reasons run deeper and could have a broader impact. Here, could is used to talk about possibility, but the chances are less. Possibility chances are less. Could have a broader impact on India Maldives relations and the neighborhood. Accruing to the change in the government in Malay, accruing. Accrue means what? To get accumulated, build up. To the change in the government in Mali. Mr. Mayozu, a road to power, a right to power means come to power. That's an excuse me, important expression you have to remember. Come to power. Please excuse me. A right to power, come to power. Both mean the same. The current, or we use the word incumbent president, current president, the one who is in power, rode to power on the back of the PPM's India Out campaign. At the time of elections, they took a campaign, India Out campaign, and they came to power. It is not something India likes, obviously. Based on that, despite its disappointment with the win of anti Indian forces, imagine someone says India out, that means they're anti India, and they come to power, we get disappointed. Despite this disappointment, despite its disappointment with the win of anti Indian forces, here you have to be a little alert and you have to recollect two prefixes and relationship it shared in the past with his predecessor Ibrahim Soli. The Modi government sent a minister to his swearing in, and there was a Modi Muezu meet at the COP28. In spite of this anti Indian stand, given the warm relationship India shared with its predecessor, Ibrahim Soli, the Modi government sent a minister to his swearing in, and there was a Modi Muezu meet at the COP28. However, Mr. Muezu chose Turkey as his first bilateral destination and is now visiting China. I think right now he is in China, becoming the first president not to make India his first priority. Usually, the presidents of the Maldives, when they come to power, the first visit they make to India. But this particular president has broken that tradition. Instead of coming to India, instead of visiting India, he chose Turkey as his first bilateral destination. And something like adding fuel to the fire, he is now visiting China. They have signed about 20 MOUs, I suppose. Even President Yamin, who began the India Out movement and cozied up to Beijing, visited Delhi first in 2014. In 2014, another president, he also took the India Out slogan and the movement, he began that movement, but still he cozied up to Beijing, means comfortable, very comfortable with Beijing, China. In spite of all that, visited Delhi first in 2014. Mr. Mayozu has continued to press India, means persuade India on the withdrawal of its military personnel. Even though India has clarified their role, today Indian soldiers are there. They are trying to help the people over there, I think, training, operating the choppers, and helping, providing the needful things. But they have clarified, in spite of that, they want Indian personnel, military personnel to be out of the Maldives. Here you have to recollect two words. One is a personal, and what is the other one? Personnel means what? Employees of an organization, a general meaning, yes. With the calls for boycotts and rising hyper nationalistic rhetoric, rhetoric goes with politicians and public speaking, persuading talk, persuading writing to convince the masses. With the calls for boycotts and rising, again you have to rising and raising. One is an irregular verb, the other one is a regular verb. One is a transitive verb, the other one is an intransitive verb. Thank you very much. Who is that? Pintu. Thank you very much. Hyper nationalistic rhetoric, nationalistic, patriotic, hyper patriotic. Hyper means more. Nationalistic rhetoric. Delhi and Malé need to take a step back and reassess their responses. Both the countries have to take one step back and reassess. Why should they do that? Mr. Mayozu can ill afford to antagonize India. First, why should they go back, take a step back? From the Maldives' point of view, Mr. Muyazu can ill afford, means cannot afford to antagonize India, a big neighbor, powerful neighbor. Given why, given its proximity, important, I will explain. Economic might, again important, and historical position. Here, why is this word proximity important? It goes with common errors. A lot of people say close proximity. Answer my question, is this right or wrong? Closeness, vicinity, very good. I appreciate Divya and other students. Answer this question. Close proximity, is it right or wrong? It is wrong. Why is it wrong? Proximity means close. Redundancy. You cannot say close proximity. That goes with what we call redundancy. Not correct. Wrong. Very good. Tripura Sundari and Naidu, all our regular students, Haripriya, Kalyan, all say wrong. Oh, so many students. Wonderful. And why is this word might important? Might I have just given, they are helping verbs. May, might. Both express possibility, but may chances are more, might chances are less. May has another function. What is that? Very important. It is used to express or ask for permission. Very polite and formal. No, both don't mean the same, Anand. They don't mean the same. They mean the same, so we should not use. That's right. May and might, you are talking about proximity. May and might. Here, might has another meaning. Part of speech also changes. Might is a noun, means what? Power. And generally, when we read stories, we come across it starts with once upon a time there was a mighty king. Mighty is an adjective form, means what? Powerful king. Exactly. Kalyan. Wonderful. Mighty king. The Maldives cannot afford to mess up with or to antagonize India. Why? Given its proximity, economic might, and historical position as a net security provider in the Indian Ocean, something the Maldives has relied on. Maldives has relied on these factors for many years. Now, coming to India, India also should not be hasty, the writer feels. India too must see the futility. Futile means what? No use, uselessness, futile efforts. Noun form futility of muzzling in a much smaller neighbor. The Maldives is a very small country, and we should not try to show our might or power of muzzling in a much smaller neighbor, however egregious the provocation. However bad the provocation, we should not respond because it's a very small country. Egregious, outstandingly bad, shocking, very bad. Provocation, provoke. Provoke means what? Make someone angry and make that person do something. You should also recollect the word incite. Incite someone, provoke someone. There's another word you have to recollect, insight. Insight is a positive word, provide deep understanding. But insight is a negative word, provoke someone. Provoke, incite, arouse, all these words, negative words. The last few years, now it provides a historical backdrop between the two countries when it comes to the ties. The last few years of ties between Soli government and Delhi show the benefits of a stronger relationship. If two neighbors have a good relationship, there's a mutual benefit. What is that benefit? India's infrastructure forays, new undertakings, and development projects in the islands, an intense strategic partnership. Intense means very deep. Strategic in this context means defense related. Defense. Yes, defense related. Support during the COVID 19 pandemic and cooperation on the international stage. For India, in a region that sees several elections this year, it is paramount, means very important, superior to all other things, to ensure that domestic political changes in the neighborhood do not change the basic structure of bilateral ties or affect regional stability. Whatever the internal changes, domestic changes, that should not affect Those changes should not affect the ties between the two countries. The basic framework, the basic structure of bilateral ties should continue. We have to maintain, there's an expression. What is it? What is the meaning of this status quo? Means same thing should be continued. How does, that's all about the editorial. Now let us go to questions based on this editorial. I think today it has taken a lot of time. What triggered the rapid decline in ties between India and the Maldives, according to the editorial? Something triggered, what triggered the decline in ties between the two countries? A territorial dispute? No. Tweets by Maldivian ministers? Yes. Answer is the second option. Economic sanctions by India? A change in government in India? No. What was the focus of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's recent visit that sparked controversy in the Maldives, that initiated? Who is this? Ah, wonderful. Ah, glad to know that. Who is this? Mani Krishna Kota. Out of 30, 22, that is pretty good. And confidently, glad to know that. I wish you all the best for the mains. Promoting tourism, advocating for climate change, highlighting the Lakshadweep Island. So, what is the answer here? If we highlight the Lakshadweep Islands, the Maldives tourism industry will get badly affected. What was a key campaign slogan that helped President Muizu come to power? He came to power using a particular slogan. What is that slogan? China first, India out, anti Indian stand, economic prosperity, global cooperation. Answer is B. Please mention the question number, only then I can respond. Which country did President Muizu choose to visit? First, on a bilateral basis, raising concerns in India. He broke the tradition. All the presidents so far they have visited, first visit to India, but this particular president, Muizu, broke that tradition. Which country did he visit? Not India, not China, not United States. He visited Turkey. And the second country, China. I think right now he's in China. According to the editorial, what benefits did India and the Maldives enjoy during the last few years of ties with the Soli government? They had very good ties. So, what were the benefits? What did they enjoy? Military alliances, economic sanctions, infrastructure development projects, strategic partnership, and international cooperation, clearly mentioned in the editorial. Answer is C. I have brought 5 idioms, all are important. Humble pie, they have given many a time, SBI. Apple pie order, they have given many a time. Apple of discord, they have given many a time. Apple of one's eye, they have given many a time. Comparing apples and oranges, they gave in SSC, not in bank exams. But the first four bank exams have given many a time. All of you, please remember last time one of the students, one of my students got IBPS PO, and means when when he started attempting the questions, first 5 questions based on idioms, and all those 5 idioms we did. I brought this platform, the Hindu Editorial Analysis, like this every day. I bring 5 idioms, and we spent time. He immediately, all the 5 idioms, known idioms, he was very happy. He could answer all the 5 questions, 5 marks, with that positive spirit. He continued and he got IBPS PO. One of the factors. All these are very important. I say with conviction. Eat humble pie. What is the answer you have written? First one. Eat humble pie means what? Oh, you have gone to the fourth one. Bone of contention. Apple of discord, we have got many a time. So here, apple of discord means what? Bone of contention. Let us start with eat humble pie. Means make a humble apology and accept humiliation. Answer is C. Everything is in apple pie order. Everything is pick and span. Means what? Everything in place. D. Here A is over and C is over, D is over. Apple of one's eye means what? Someone's favorite person. He is the apple of he is the apple of the manager's eye. Don't follow blindly, Manasa. Follow, but keep your eyes wide open. Depend on one source, but take a holistic approach. Never depend blindly on one thing. Because I tell students while preparing for competitive exams, don't leave any stone unturned. Means what? You have to touch every important aspect. That is a holistic approach. And depend on one particular source heavily. Nothing wrong with that. But still, I would like to thank you for that, Manasa. Aspiration means what? Goal, aim, ambition to achieve something, achieve success. Thank you very much, Manasa. Intent in a way, short form you can think, but actual synonym, intention. Intent means what? Intention. Aspiration, noun. Intent, noun. Intention also noun. Steer, verb. Steering, noun. Means direct, guide, drive. Yes, Anusha, all these. Trajectory, noun. Path, direction, growth, development. The path is called trajectory, an important word. A reinforce, part of speech, verb. A reinforcement, noun. Strengthen, fortify, boost, spur, impulse. Impulse has a different meaning. Anusha, I appreciate almost all the words you got right, but impulsive behavior, that is something different. Imagine I'm busy teaching, something falls here, I will do like this immediately. That is known as impulsive behavior. Also, you cannot control certain things and you do, then we say impulsive behavior. Reflexes, immediate reflex. Reputation, someone's reputation is at stake, means being questioned. Part of speech, noun. His reputation has taken a beating, means lost his reputation. Dwarf usually a noun, but based on the editorial, it is a verb. Fame also you can say, yes, Naidu. Very good. Okay, sir. Who is this Anusha? So please move on to the next one, sir. Pave the way, idiom. Create conducive atmosphere, ideal atmosphere. Provide the path for someone to grow or get success. Scientist of international repute. Yes, Naidu, wonderful. I appreciate that. Dwarf, midget, bonsai, all the words you have to recollect. Burst at the seams, very important. This is also idiom. Means what? Crowded, full, crowded. And you have to recollect hustle and bustle, related one. Euphoria means what? A lot of excitement, extremely happy. We use euphoria, part of speech, noun. Overcrowded, crowded, full, fully crowded. You can use all these. Yes. Conclave means what? Two meanings. One meaning, a gathering, a meeting, positive. But another meaning, part of speech, noun, a secret meeting, a meeting where the information is kept hidden or concealed, not disclosed, not divulged, not revealed. Who is this? Anusha again. Elate, bliss, happy, joy, jubilant, meeting or gathering, one meaning, and a meeting with secret information, secret meeting, dealing with secret information. Constraint I use regularly. As students, as aspirants, you have a lot of constraints and you have to overcome the constraints. Part of speech, noun. Limitations. When you leave your family, go to some city, take coaching, a lot of limitations, a lot of problems, and you have to overcome. I always tell students, don't challenge your limits. Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. Don't limit your challenges, always challenge your limits. Raise your standards. Blueprint, noun. Roadmap, the plan. Yes. Cats out of the bag. Haripriya. Okay, good. I appreciate that. Boundaries, restrictions. Yes. Roadmap. That is exact blueprint, roadmap, plan, strategy. Acquire verb form, acquisition noun. Acquire means what? Get something. Sky is your limit. Yes, Naidu, Paidi. Sky is your limit. No one can stop you, nothing can stop you when you have the determination. The last one, boost. I am newcomer to your class, sir. Good class tomorrow. Regularly attend the classes. Good. Welcome. Who is this? Arjun. Glad to know that. Encourage, support. Yes. Part of speech, verb. It's a regular verb. That's all for today. Thanks for being with me till the fag end of the session. I hope you guys have got enriched. Do remember to subscribe and share. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much.